As you probably have already read below, I quit my job. And it's hard for me to make videos like this because I don't really know to talk to people when I'm not talking to a real person. So bear with me, y'all. Hit this though. I thought this might be a perfect time for me to start vlogging, recording how my life goes and stuff like that, because at this point we're living a life where you don't know what and where and when something of yours could take off, hit the ground, or complete whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I'm quitting my job not because the pay's not good, or I don't like my bosses, or the employees that I work with suck, or any of that type of like BS. I'm quitting my job because mentally, physically, and emotionally, I'm deteriorating. I'm deteriorating the longer I stay at this job. And I've been at this job for 3 years now. It'll be 3 years in like August, around my son's birthday. I got this job because of my son. Before I had him, I really wasn't like a career type person. I was making music still, but nothing too serious. I had a little side job that I worked every now and then just to make my car payment and my phone bill, and basically to buy ganja. But obviously when we hit that stage of life, we know it's time to man up. And I've always been the person to say my responsibilities are my responsibilities. I never want to leave anybody else with what I have on my plate to someone else. I would never give what I have fucked up to somebody else and say, hey, here you go. So for me, a big responsibility of mine was to make sure that my son came into this life with something, with worth, with value, with any type of, we'll say, insurance. So I got this job. I'm not going to name the job, but I've been there for 3 years. It's a corporation. It's a big corporation through a store. And basically the job every day is 12 to 11 hours, physical labor, moving around, not for the weak. I started working this job when I was 22. I'm now 25. Been making music the whole time and working this job. And when a lot of people like see like the job on paper, they say, oh, it's not bad. It's no big deal. It's nothing. You know what I mean? Well, they don't either A, know what it's like to work with a real corporation, or B, have never worked for a job that is physically demanding as the job I just left. And this isn't like a video to like bitch about the job or complain about the job or bring the job down or basically give you all my reasons for quitting that are negligent to the job. I'm quitting for my own personal reasons. I'm quitting because I can't stay there physically anymore. I have knee problems from football. I have knee problems from working the job. I get sore from working here. And it's not that I don't like to be sore, because I love working out. I love being outside. I love that heart rate boost, and I love that feeling. But for 11 hours...
Really, nigga?
11 hours with a 45 break. 45 minutes is how long all our breaks combined is. 45 minutes for 11 hours. Some people don't even work out that long. And this is a continuous time scheduled job. So any day you go there and your stomach's not feeling good and you maybe sit on the toilet for 10 minutes, that's going to affect your pay. That's going to affect how your managers look at you that day. That's going to affect your team. It's a lot of responsibility for the job that I work for. It's not just like you're on your own, this is what it is. Like, it's almost I don't even know the word for it. It's like it has like a higher call for a demand, because you don't go to work, your team stays longer, your case count goes down, and you basically said fuck everybody on your shift. You have a bad day, you pull lower than what you're expected to pull in the day, you basically said fuck everybody on your shift. And I'm not saying go to your fucking job and be the fucking best fucking worker, but like, who likes to go to work with someone they know doesn't do well? Who likes to go to work with someone they know takes forever? Who likes to go to work with people who don't do their damn job? Nobody. Absolutely fucking nobody. And it wasn't that like I was not doing my job anymore, but my job was becoming more hard for me to do. It's becoming more hard for me to stay motivated in my job for 11 hours and complete the task with a smile on my face. It's harder for me to wake up in the morning and set my stuff aside and get ready and do all the things I have to do before I go into work because I don't want to go. It's hard for me to wake up in the morning and realize that's the day that I have to go back to work after my weekend, after my days off, and I'm dreading going back to work. And some people dread going back to work, but I don't think you really understand what dreading means when you go to work. Dreading is like, you basically would rather die at that point. And I'm almost at that point with my job where I physically feel like I would rather die than go there for another year. And that's not right. It's not right for other people to judge the people who make the decisions to leave too if they have that feeling. So if you have that feeling at your job, it's probably time for you to leave. If you're having this feeling at anywhere that you're going to more than 2 times a week, it's probably time for you to stop going there. If you're having this feeling with a person at your job, with anybody at your job, where you would rather die or rather be at home in a shell than go to your job, you should probably switch your job. And I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm saying that because I'm looking out for each and every one of you individuals who's watching this video, who is listening to me speak about their job. We live in a time period where the job has this big aspect of our whole entire life. Your job shitty, you don't have the size house you want. You don't have the type of car you want. And not that those things are important, but maybe it's important to you. Maybe you don't want to drive around a fucking toaster. Maybe you don't want to live in a one-room shack for your whole life. Is it bad for you to want more? Is it bad for you to go after more? Is it bad for you to find a way that's not a corporation or not a legitimate 9 to 5 and get the way you want it? Is it bad for you to make these decisions? Well, some people judge these people that make these decisions. Me personally, I'm going to make the decision to jump off of the fucking 9 to 5. It's killing me. It's taking my energy away from my kids. It's taking my energy away from my relationships. It's taking my energy away from my crafts. I'm an artist. I'm not meant to work at a corporation for my whole entire life. That's not my life. That might be someone else's life and they might enjoy it, and I am so more than happy for them. But for me, I got to do it my way. Maybe it's the generational effect on me, seeing everybody in my family, from my grandma to my mom to my dad, my uncles, my cousins, my older cousins, just watching them work their life away. 30-something years old. What have you done with your life? I've been at this job for 6 years. I've did 2 or 3 vacations. I've lived in the same house. And not that any of these are bad, but I don't want that for my life. I want more from my life. I want more from my kids' life. I want more from my relationships. I want more from the people that I talk to in day-to-day life. I don't want to go to the job every day and someone says, "Hey, how you doing? Hanging in there. Another day, another dollar." These are common phrases that we use at the workplace to really means that we fucking hate our life. Going to your job and just relating with everybody that hates your life is not a relatable situation. That's not a situation that builds up. And at the end of the day, what is your 9 to 5 really doing for you? Besides, like, giving you somewhat of stability, because it really doesn't. In the time period we live in, shit is so expensive. There's no type of stability with your job unless you're really out here with a job, a side hustle, and you're making money on something else passively. Let's be real. We live in the year 2024. I'm 25 years old, and I've known that since I was 22 that I had needed a passive income, a real income, and a side hustle. That's insane. Our generation, the generation behind us, and the generation behind us, if we don't look at ourselves in the mirror and realize that the 9 to 5 is not going to get us anywhere in life, future life, we will forever be in this continuous cycle of being miserable individuals at the workplace. Miserable. I personally, moving forward in my life, don't want to see misery. I don't know who, what, where, when, why you would want to see that. But that shit bothers me. Seeing people at my job who fucking hate their life every single day as much as I do and have been there longer, I honestly feel sorry for them. The OGs that stay there for 10 years. The OGs that stay there for 8 years. The people that have been there for 6 years and then got fired. I've seen it all. I've seen it all, and I know the outcome of it. It just brings more and more depression, anxiety, misery, anything. All the negative. Nothing positive. The only positive you get from your job, if this is you, if you relate to this video, pay cut, stability. Paycheck, stability. You don't think you can find a stability on your own? You don't think you can find out a way? You don't think you can see something else? If you don't, then I really need you to focus on what you want out of life. If you think that all you're worth is to go to a 9-to-5 for 60, 70 years plus, and then retire and die, this video's not meant for you. But if you're one of those people that work a 9-to-5 every day for your own reasons, for people you know, maybe you're supporting another person that you don't want to see them struggle. I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking people who know that they got responsibilities and want to do things for other people. I'm not knocking you. You people are real heroes. I did that. I still do that. I do that for my family. I wake up every day and I have to do that for my son, and I know I do. But I'm not going to allow my son to see me miserable like I saw my dad, like I saw my mom, like I saw my grandma. I'm not going to allow that to happen to be my future, my outcome on life, my perception of my life. If you feel like you're worth more, and you probably are, you're probably worth way more than you have ever imagined. Go get that shit. Go get that shit. Another day, another video. This is my first video. Hope y'all like it. Peace.